Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Local Business Spotlight. My name is Diana Lockie, and I'm a local real estate agent here in the Apex and Cary areas. And today, I have a special guest on my podcast. This is Kevin Ernster. He's the owner of Critical Shine Auto Detailing, and he services all the areas from Fuquay Varina all the way to Raleigh, right? Or maybe even farther. So, welcome, Kevin.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for agreeing to do this interview and being on our show.
Absolutely.
And so tell us about your business. What kind of services do you offer?
So I offer interior, exterior services for vehicles, boats, motorcycles, and RVs. So we do a wide variety of those kind of services. I also do ceramic coatings and paint corrections for cars and boats as well. It's mainly the protection aspect of preserving your vehicle. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's great. So yeah, so you travel for customers?
That's correct. So I travel. I'm fully mobile. I have a generator and a water source in my van, and I also have just recently opened up a shop in Apex as well. So if they want to do drop offs, they can as well.
Oh, that's nice. So yeah, so tell us about the paint correction. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So a paint correction, you get a polish, you get a compound, and then you get sanding. So there's different levels of paint correction on a car. If your vehicle has a lot of swirls, and you can see it in the sun, particularly on black cars, you'll see a lot of swirls. That usually comes from car washes or just not washing your car correctly with a dirty rag or a mitt. It produces these swirls. What a paint correction will do will actually kind of even out the clear coat on the paint. So that way when the sun hits it, it looks like it's back to the factory pristine, how you bought it. So you're just kind of taking off peaks. Imagine little mountains. You're kind of evening it out on your paint, so everything looks unison and even. Gets rid of those swirls as well.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So even if your car's a little older, you can take care of that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The
we
paint
actually
part.
do a lot of classic cars. We work on a lot of classic cars too.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you don't need a whole new paint job. You can, work with what you have. And yeah.
That's
Well,
absolutely.
that's good. That's nice. So where are you originally from?
So originally, I was actually I was born in Guatemala. I was adopted by a family, and I was raised in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Then through my later years, we moved to Illinois. So I lived in Illinois, and I went to high school and I went to college in Illinois. Got my bachelor's, and then moved to North Carolina finally. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, that's a nice area here. So how long you been here in North Carolina?
I've been in North Carolina since 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what brought you here?
So my parents actually moved here from Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of looking to retire down here, and they said, "Man, it's beautiful. The weather's nice. It's not snowing all the time." I can't stand the cold. I hate snow, and I've lived in two places that has snow, Colorado, Illinois. So I decided, hey, it's time to give it a little bit of a change.
Mm-hmm.
I love the weather here. It's always green, so
Yeah.
it was a good change.
And people are very friendly. So
Yes,
that's what I like that. Yeah.
absolutely.
And there's, I mean, it's very good for business. I know that. Like, anything you decide to open, it would be successful, in my
Absolutely.
opinion. Yeah. So, what made you choose the car detailing?
Yeah. So I back in 2018, I've always had a fascination with the Dodge Challenger. Ever since I saw one, I wanted one. So I finally purchased one in 2018. So that was like my prized possession. I worked so hard for that, and I found myself always cleaning it, washing it, and then one day, so it hit me as soon as I deployed to Saudi Arabia in 2020. Got back in 2021. I was working a tech job. I didn't want to go back to that job because it was boring, whatever, it's tech. So I thought back to, man, I like to take care of my car, so why don't I just expand that into other people's cars? I finally went to California to get certified and actually professionally trained. I saw all the things I was doing wrong to my own car, and now I took that and I wanted to make sure I was doing everything right to everybody else's car. So it was more of a fueled passion. I absolutely love cars, always have. Detailing for me is therapeutic because you're cleaning, you're making it look whole lot better. Especially when it's like you get a messy car. For instance, I've had ones with dog hair all over, and once you clean that all up and you can see the nice space underneath, it's just like wow.
Yeah.
And it's that wow factor you get too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that too. So how did you get started?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So once I got back from my deployment, I had a good amount of funds left over. So I decided instead of purchasing, toys, fun stuff, let's invest into a business. Let's start a business. And I took all that capital and just bought all my equipment. I did. I didn't have the van right away. I actually started out in my Honda Civic, the back of it. So I had to work my way up to the van, and then eventually we got the van and got it wrapped. As you will see, it's a nice lime green van. You can
Mm-hmm.
see it all over the place. But that's initially how I got started with the business.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's great. So it wasn't a big investment at first. You just went there and started working.
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
that's great. Yeah. So what would your customers say they love most about your business?
Yeah, I would say my clients love most is the fact that I take the time to actually get to know them. I take the time to talk with them on a person to person level rather than like a big corporate or like Walmart. They don't really get to know their clients. I actually get to talk to them. A lot of my clients are actually my friends now. It's crazy how that happens. It's just from talking, getting to know them. They trust me now. They know who I am as a person. They know the kind of job I do. So with that being said, they trust me, and then they can safely refer me to other people because they say, "Yeah, I know Kevin. We hang out, we talk. He takes great care of my cars." So they know me on that personal level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's very important. Yeah.
Mhm.
So what are your goals over the next year?
Yeah. So my biggest goal right now for next year is to have two full-time employees. Right now, I have two part-timers, and they're training with me. They're working with me. I'm teaching them the business, but I'm also teaching them like how we detail, the quality that we put out. The standard that people want from us as a business. And that's important to me because if I'm going to let them, run their own truck or whatever, their crew, I need to know that they know how to make sure they're doing quality work. So that's my biggest goal is to have the full time employees.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, training is so important. And then, so at the same time, you don't want to micromanage, but then at the same time, you want to train them really well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah. So what drives you to do what you do?
Yeah. So originally, what drove me to do what I did is just have the freedom to do kind of my own schedule, be my own boss. Not have to work that 9 to 5. But recently, so I have a 6 month-year-old. She's a little baby, and I love her. And I'm trying to do everything I can to make sure I build a successful future, not only for myself but for her. And that kind of motivates me. It keeps me driven. Some days I go out there, it's hot, I'm tired, and I don't want to do it. But then I think back to my daughter, and I'm like, what, I got to do it. I have to do it. So that just keeps me going, no matter what mood I'm in. It cheers me up. So
Yeah.
that's why I keep doing it.
Yeah, you look through the struggles, through
Mm-hmm.
the heat, and through sometimes probably you get pains from all the work or back pains and stuff, but
That's it.
you look forward to it's what I have to do.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Exactly.
appreciate that. So, what do you do? What else do you do besides work?
Yeah. So when I'm not working, which I feel like I work all the time, so sometimes I have to like separate myself, take a step back. I like to go on jogs. I like to be out in nature because you're always around like the city, the cars, people. But sometimes I like to be out there where I can hear the birds, I can hear like crickets, and walking. Other times when I'm free, I like to go paintballing, and that's a whole nother just different experience for me. It's to get good exercise. It helps. It just release that stress that you build up from being a business owner.
Yeah,
So
that sounds like fun.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
tons of fun.
So anything exciting going on that your customers should know about?
Yeah, I think the next biggest thing I have for my clientele is we just recently opened up a liquid wrap shop. So what this is, it's painted onto your vehicle, but you can peel it off. It's temporary. It's not permanent at all. So you can change the color of your vehicle. You can protect it, and think of it as putting like an extra layer of skin over your original paint. So
Mhm.
that way, rocks aren't scratching or chipping your original paint. It's chipping the protectant you put over it,
Mm.
the peelable wrap. And then a lot of people like to customize their cars around here. They like to change the color. They like to be different, which is awesome.
Yeah,
So we can take whatever color they want, show them whatever color they want, and then we'll put the peelable wrap on there, and then it's good to go.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we're almost ready to wrap up. Before we do that, can you tell our audience what's the best way for your customers to reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. So the best way for clients to reach me is via Facebook, Critical Shine Auto Detailing. If you just type that into the search bar on Facebook, you can find it. I have an Instagram as well. Our website is on the Facebook link also. If you Google Critical Shine Auto Detailing, you'll get us as well. And then you can go straight into the website itself. It has our phone number, it has our email. You can reach us through either or. So,
Yeah.
yep.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
with this interview. Yeah. Thank you for being with us. And with that, my name is Diana Lockie, and I'm a real estate agent here in the area. And if you need to buy a home this fall, it's a great time to buy. Even though we have interest rates that are not behaving right now, we can still get people into homes. The banks are working very hard to be able to provide options with the mortgage loans for people to still be able to own. And then in the spring, if you're looking to sell, I'm here for you. It takes a few months to prepare your home for sale. So let's talk about it. And with that, thank you so much.